Our first guest tonight is someone who appeared in this major case, senior advocate, former law minister, and still a member of parliament. Kapil Sibal is joining me. Appreciate you joining us, Mr. Sibal. Most legal observers are calling it a historic judgment, enhancing the voters' right to know. But the fear is that cash and carry politics could be back in the absence of electoral reforms, that the recipe in a way could be even worse now that electoral bonds have been declared unconstitutional.
Well, two responses to that. Number one, is it your assumption that there is no cash and carry politics nowadays? When you bring people from other parties and induct them in your party, do you think they are paid any by check for doing that?
No, but that's exactly it. The
so
cash will be announced. Sir, that's exactly it. So it'll get worse. It'll get worse in the absence of electoral bonds.
Let me answer. If you just let me answer.
Yes.
Be a little patient.
Yes.
Right. So I said, number one, cash and carry politics is happening at a rampant scale, even today. So this has nothing to do with cash and carry, and it's not something that I say. It's what the Supreme Court has said in its judgment, that this has nothing to do with elimination of cash, right? And why have they said so? Because this money is given by check, and with this check money, it has nothing to do with elections. Remember this, when a member of parliament fights an election, the maximum he can spend is 95 lakhs. When an MLA fights an election, the maximum he can spend is 45 lakhs. Now, he explains that in the course of his election to the officers of the Election Commission. Now, this money that they got, and it's over 6,566 crores since 2018, is white money. They can't spend it in cash. So this is white money which they used for their party. What does that mean? They use this for building their offices. They use this for building the RSS offices. They use this for having this connectivity network all over India. This is to enrich the party. This has nothing to do with elections. In fact, electoral bonds is a misnomer because this has nothing to do with elections. It's something to do with the bonding of the corporate sector with the government, with the BJP. That's all that it is. So where do you, on what assumption do you say that this eliminates cash? In fact, what it does is it enriches the party to do what it likes. And it's a non-level playing field, and therefore free and fair elections is not possible in this country with this kind of money.
No, I spoke to a BJP functionary who said that, look, the BJP may have got a disproportionate share of electoral bonds, but that's because the BJP is the country's largest party, is the ruling party. Corporates will give monies to parties that are most likely to win elections, was the argument being made. So, when you throw at me numbers...
Let them give.
So what's the benefit, you believe, of today's judgment?
So when big corporates give money to the political party in power, they ultimately do it, and the court also says that there's a possibility of a quid pro quo. So when we know which corporates has given money to the BJP, we'll find out what the quid pro quo is. This is pure corruption, nothing short of that. And the Prime Minister keeps on saying, where are the scams of the BJP? Where are the scams of the BJP? Here is a scam that stares you in the face. And you say that no scams have been discovered. The rest, of course, are under the carpet, yet to be discovered. Fact of the matter is, this has nothing to do with elections. This has nothing to do with cash. It has something to ensure that the BJP has so much money. Remember, in 2017-18, BJP got a contribution of 210 crores. When this scheme was implemented in 2018-19, they got immediately a contribution of 1,450 crores. And in 2019-20, when the Lok Sabha took place, it was 2,555 crores. How could any political party match the kind of money that they made through these electoral bonds?
No, the corporates gave money through electoral bonds because they were hopeful that these, as a result, their identity would not be disclosed. One of the reasons that corporates have feared giving money, especially to the opposition, is that the moment their identity is disclosed, they could be targeted. Now the fear some have is the opposition will have even fewer sources of funding. Because the moment you made it now, let's assume that you have a new system where the amounts are disclosed. No corporate will give it to the opposition.
One second. When a member, incidentally, corporates have given to state governments where the opposition is in power under this very scheme.
Yes.
Now, the point that I'm making to you is the following. Corporates are afraid that when they give the money, their names will be disclosed, their entities will be disclosed. Why should they be afraid? If they want to openly support a party, they should openly support that party and say, we want to give money to this party. But the fact of the matter is, a corporate sector will give money to the Congress, it will give money to another political party, and they'll give disproportionate money to the BJP. Right? Because the BJP is the center and they need favors from the political party on a daily basis. So this is the bonding of the corporate sector with the political party in power. It's nothing to do with electoral bonds.
Yes, sir, but the point, Mr. Sibal, is that when, let's assume you were in the UPA government, the assumption is the UPA also got a disproportionate share of money because you were in power. Corporates will give money through a check or through electoral bonds to the party in power.
We didn't have a scheme like that.
No, but my point...
We didn't, I'm sorry.
Sir, if
we
you
didn't have a scheme.
Sir, my limited point to you is this. The real question is, the real elephant in the room is electoral reforms. In the absence of electoral reforms, yes, electoral bonds needed to be transparent, no doubt about that. I'm asking you, what's the solution? Do you really believe this will make our politics in some way a little bit more cleaner?
Rajdeep, put me in government and I'll give you the solution. Let me give you one solution. Let the corporate sector fund elections, right? And the money that is collected by the Election Commission of India should be distributed, or through the state bank, should be distributed in equal proportion to the parties in power in parliament. So everybody is funded and nobody can be targeted.
No, you're going back to some kind of a state funding. No, you're going back to some kind of state funding when you say that.
No, not state funding, corporate funding.
Okay,
again,
corporate
if you don't understand what I'm saying,
sir,
one second. If you don't understand what I'm saying,
of proportion,
it's not state funding.
If the BJP gets 350 seats and the opposition gets 100, does the BJP get 3 times more money or not?
Yes. Yes. That's right, and rightly so, because they've got more seats, and then nobody can be targeted. I'm giving you a solution. You want a solution? I'm giving you a solution. But the problem is you don't want that solution. You want to enrich yourself. And that's the problem. And remember, I mean, may I just say this to you, because you are an entity, you're a channel which is funded ultimately by entities, and you know industry is in control of these channels. So what happens is the corporate sector funds the BJP. The BJP returns that funds in some way through form of advertisements to the very channel which has funded the BJP. So you remember this is a very serious issue, and let's not make a mockery and make an argument that no, this will increase use of cash, as if there is no cash happening. Incidentally, I want to ask you, this has nothing to do with cash. This is white funding, and let them show that they used it in the election. They'll never be able to show it.